year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the fourth deadline stream of the season, of course, for Game Week 4. It's almost... What was I going to say then? I should really think of the intro before I start. I don't know. Anyway, it's 2 hours to the deadline. I've not made my transfer yet. I've got 2 free transfers to make. I'm going to only make one. It's almost certainly going to be Martinelli out and then Sterling in. I just got this last minute panic about Madison or Foden, but it's probably going to be Sterling. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Sterling anyway. And I'm also getting a little bit closer to kind of locking in for Game Week 9 wildcard, I think. Part of me did think I could go for Madison for 2 weeks and then switch to someone else before Arsenal and Liverpool, because I don't really have too many transfers to make over the next few weeks. Like, before Game Week 9, if I roll the transfer this year, I've got 5 transfers before Game Week 9. I don't really have too many plans for them apart from getting a Newcastle defender next week. So I could potentially just get Madison and switch to Sterling. But this is FPL. Loads of injuries could happen all at once. Players could start getting dropped. So I feel like having the extra transfer is better. And if Salah does go to Saudi Arabia, which I don't think is going to happen, but if he does, then Game Week 9 wildcard probably won't be needed anyway. So, yeah. I can't do Foden. I think Foden will start this week, but once Champions League starts, I can't be bothered with it. I cannot be bothered with it. Madison then Almiron. No, I'm not going to Almiron. David, Martinelli to Mbeumo or roll for 2 free transfers. The only thing with Martinelli is he's going to drop in price tonight. I'm probably not the right person to talk about Martinelli because I've been worried about him ever since I put him in my team, and I never really wanted him in the first place. But obviously after the international break, Champions League is going to start up. Jesus is back, which is good for Martinelli in terms of when he's on the pitch. But does that mean that Trossard will then have more of a chance of playing on the left? Could Martinelli's minutes drop a little bit? I don't know. I'm always worried about his minutes. You know that from pre-season. He's going to drop in price. If you're going to do that move anyway at some point, I would just maybe do it now. I don't know. I think you can make a case to roll or not. I know that's like sitting on the fence a bit, but... It's just one of those things. If we get to after the international break and there's no issues, you'll have wished you used the transfer. If we get to after the international break and there's a ton of injuries, you'll be glad you didn't. It's tough to know for sure. Rashford to Sterling, or Estepinian to Henry, or Saliba to Henry. I'd probably do Saliba to Henry. I don't mind Rashford to Sterling, but I think people are underestimating how good Rashford is. All it would take is a goal against Arsenal, and the narrative will change once again. The narrative didn't quite change as much as I thought it would. I thought that Rashford and Fernandes would return against Forest and then everyone would make a case for why they should keep them. But obviously Maddison and Sterling did so well that people just continue to sell Rashford. So I'm really not as bothered about Pickford as other people are, to be honest with you. Pickford is now that... There's always a player in my team that I get loads of comments about as if it's like this massive disaster. And all my comments now, especially on the shorter content, is why'd you have Pickford? Why'd you have Pickford? Why'd you have Pickford? Is Sheffield United away? I'm not that bothered about playing him in that game. Will he keep a clean sheet? Probably not. And it'll probably be Cameron Archer on my bench that takes it away. But I just don't see a need to get rid of him this week. And I'd probably want Flecken. He's got Newcastle away next week. So if I make a transfer for Pickford, it won't be until game week 6. But if I decide to wildcard in game week 9, he's got like Bournemouth at home and Luton at home in game week 7 and 8. So I'm probably going to keep him till wildcard, is the honest answer. But who knows? Stuff could change. Would you buy Sterling or Mbeumo? That's a tricky one. I'm going to say Mbeumo for the penalties. It's worth saying that Sterling might be on penalties. Like Enzo Fernandez may get another chance, or they might switch to someone else. And next in line might be Sterling. But I think Mbeumo's better. Mbeumo's a weird one because he scored 2 penalties, so now people are going down the lines of he can't keep getting penalties. But I think he's just a good option anyway. But obviously it's hard to say that he's a better pick now because Sterling's just done so well, and so has Maddison. I mean, who would I rather have in my team right now, Mbeumo or Sterling? I mean, I guess he's got Newcastle away next week. Maybe Sterling just about. I don't know. I think Mbeumo's great still, though. What defender would you bring in for Gabriel? Probably Diaz, but I would really think about what your future moves are, because if you bring in Diaz, how does that affect getting Trippier? If you need someone cheaper, I'd probably get Udogie, I would say. I definitely don't prefer Wissa over Mbeumo. They're signing a new guy, like Bakayoko, is it? I think have they signed him? I've got lost of all the transfers. They've also signed Morpay on loan, so I think Wissa's minutes are much more a threat than Mbeumo. You're right though. There are a lot more. What's it called? Midfield options for sure. But I think Wissa's minutes are not as good now. Okay, that must be why they signed more pay then, because Bakayoko deal went off. Fair enough. Maybe Wissa's not so bad then. I didn't think I'd seen anything about it today. Got a bit lost. There's so many. Reguilon's gone to Man United. They've also signed Amrabat. I think that's a good signing. Højlund is fit to start against Arsenal. May even start. I think he probably will. Oh, I'd love it if they beat Arsenal. Love it. Especially if Rashford gets a hat-trick. George has it going. Marty Matoma for Maddison and Sterling, but missing 0.1. So do Onana to Areola or Flecken. I think I'd probably prefer Flecken. Or Pedro to Archer -4. Bench Pedro either way. Or just do Marty and Matoma for Foden and Sterling can afford. I think you're probably better off without the hit. But you know what's going to happen? Foden gets benched at some point, and then you're wishing that you didn't have him. So I think if you're not basically you tell me if you're happy with Foden, go that way. If you're not and you're going to be annoyed the first time he gets benched, just take the hit. I think Pedro to Archer is maybe better than Onana to Flecken, depending on, like, if Pedro's your 8th attacker, then I would probably do that, is what I'm trying to say. Matoma to Maddison or Roll. I think Matoma is an interesting one because a couple of weeks ago he was. Is there a fly flying around my room still? My office. Matoma was like almost felt like essential. What the hell is that? It's like I can see something out the corner of my eye. Maybe my blinds are just flapping in the wind. What was I saying? Yeah, it's like Matoma's like gone off the boil now in everyone's mind. Maddison has got Arsenal away, Liverpool at home soon. Maybe Liverpool's not that bad. I'd rather have Maddison than Matoma. If you're going to have him for the long term, I know holding a transfer for after the international break is useful, but it doesn't mean you have to do that. So I think Maddison's probably an upgrade on Matoma overall. So I'd be tempted to do that and not roll. I'd also think about what possible issues you might have next week. Because for my team, for example, if I use 2 free transfers, I wouldn't necessarily have massive issues. So think about that as well. I don't know what it is. I think the blinds are just moving and I'm catching it. There was a fly in there earlier when I was... what was I doing this morning there? Was it yesterday I was recording? I can't remember. What's going on? Is it not the deadline yet? I could do with the deadline right now. I'm not going to sell Pickford. Get over it. Look, I've got Pickford. He's a rubbish pick. You should be happy. I'm helping you get ahead in the ranks. I'm helping you get ahead. You can get ahead because your goalkeeper's great and mine's really bad. So just don't worry about it. I'm keeping him. I'm okay with that. I'm ready for him to lose his clean sheet to Sheffield United. Nesh, thank you very much. I have Sterling. I think Sterling has a terrible penalty record. Yeah, he does, but like, who else in that Chelsea team is a definite good penalty taker? Chilwell doesn't take penalties. Jackson's never taken one. Enzo Fernandez has just missed. Is it going to be Cole Palmer or Conor Gallagher? I mean, say the names out loud for Chelsea. Like, think of who's going to start for Chelsea this game, then say the names out loud taking a penalty. I agree, Sterling's record isn't great, but yeah. I haven't missed any super chats. Relax. There's lots already. There's loads of questions to get through. It could, like, I'm not saying it's definitely Sterling, but I also don't think it's completely out of the question. Dizazi. Is Foden nailed? 100%. Foden's 100% nailed. There's no chance he ever loses minutes at any point in any game. What's the latest on Botman's injury? Eddie Howe says it wasn't as bad as they thought. He could be in the squad for game week 4, which doesn't guarantee a start, of course, but that does look good for game week 5 onwards. So you probably hold on to him if you got him. Yeah, so I do think that Enzo will get another chance. I think that's the most likely. But if he doesn't want to take the next one, or Pochettino wants to change the taker, I think Sterling's right up there in terms of next option. It'd be cool to let Jackson have one, though. I'd like that as a Jackson owner. And also, we should say, there's 6 hours and 20 minutes until the transfer deadline is finished. Chelsea's still not signed a new striker. So Jackson's minutes are pretty damn good right now, which I'm pretty happy about. Pedro and either Saka or Rashford out, and Sterling and Alvarez in for a -4 or roll. I don't like Saka or Rashford out for a -4, I've got to be honest. Is there no other way you can do that move? Doesn't sound great to me. And I mean, I know, look, I'm not guaranteeing a João Pedro start, alright? I've seen enough to know that that's not, definitely going to happen. But Welbeck is out, and Cisso's out, so it's going to be Ferguson plus one other. So unless Lallana's going to start, and he might start, João Pedro's got a good chance of getting kind of 50 to 60 plus minutes, I reckon. Not a guarantee, though. I cannot guarantee it. I have Vardy. Who should I start him over? Estepinian, Udogi, or should I play 4 defenders and bench Rashford? No, stop with this benching Rashford talk. If you've got Rashford, you've got to play him. Surely. Just on Vardy, I don't know this, but based on a prediction that Luke put out and then a tweet from FPL Main Road who's put out information about City before, I think there's a chance that Vardy is benched. Now, that is not a guarantee. That is just guessing based on a couple of tweets and a few emojis. All I will say is I've got Vardy in my Sky team, and I'm probably just going to sell him this week because I don't think he's going to start. But that is not a guarantee. I don't have the information myself. Right? It doesn't look good, so I wouldn't necessarily start him over any of them. It's not a guarantee, by the way. He might start, but it's not looking great. But if you're going to start him over anyone, it should be Estepinian, not Udogi, I think. I know I kind of am nard about who to play over Estepinian and Udogi. I put a tweet out, and the large majority said they think that Udogi's going to get more points this week. So maybe I've got that one wrong. Maybe he should be ahead of Estepinian. I just like the home fixture and how attacking he is. But I guess Burnley away is probably an easier game to keep a clean sheet. Pakadar, thank you very much for being a member for 10 months. Rashford and Odegaard. Why did I say it like that? Odegaard. To Mbeumo and Sterling. Matoma game week 5 for the Axe. I don't know if you're asking me whether you should do that. I think it's okay moves. I mean, the one thing to say, I saw a good tweet from... what's their Twitter handle? Oh yeah, Dave, simple goal. Basically said, which I kind of agree with, Martinelli, Rashford, Foden, Maddison, Sterling, etc. are all much of a muchness. All are capable of firing or blanking week to week. By all means, gamble on moving between them, but it is a gamble. I completely agree with that. We've got a lot of good midfielders. And I think part of these next few weeks is probably going to just be holding your nerve with the ones you've got. Like, you can't keep chasing points. You can't forever change midfielders every single week. There will be other stuff that comes up. Maybe not soon. But, are Mbeumo and Sterling better than Rashford and Odegaard? They might be, but I don't think there's a lot in it, really. Angry Sterling tomorrow after Southgate ghosted him. It's so funny how quickly people's opinions change. Like, all those calls for ages, Grealish has got to be in the team, why is Sterling in the team? Sterling gets a 19-pointer against Luton, and all of a sudden everyone's angry that he's not in the England squad. Salah and Wissa, 1 free transfer used, or Foden and Maddison, 2 free transfers. I'd rather have Foden and Maddison, I think. Especially if you also get 2 free transfers. Oh, you're going to use 2 free transfers to get them. Still, it's probably worth it. I don't know, actually. I don't know, because Wissa's going to start. It's Bournemouth, innit? I'll go 1 free transfer used. And Salah and Wissa. Which option is best? Option 1, Rashford to Foden for free. Option 2, Rashford to Sterling and James to Trippier. I don't think you need Trippier this week. But if Rashford to Foden is going to stop you getting Trippier next week, then you should consider that. Like, Sterling's minutes are going to probably be better than Foden. So if you still want Trippier next week and getting Foden is going to stop that, you should just get Sterling now, right? Maguire's in the squad, absolutely. I mean, Stones is injured, but it doesn't matter because England's first choice centre-back, Harry Maguire, is fit and available, and he's in the squad, as he should be. The funniest thing about... I don't want to get too sidetracked on England because I could talk about it for ages, but what cracks me up is people get so worked up that players who would be on the bench are not in the squad ahead of other players that are going to be on the bench. Like, I get it. Calvin Phillips probably shouldn't be in that squad. But he's going to be on the bench anyway, right? It's probably going to be Rice and Bellingham, and who knows, Southgate might play Trent in midfield again. So it's not even a guarantee Phillips plays. So if you put someone else in ahead of him, that player's also going to get benched anyway. So I don't know if it's is it a huge problem? Do we really care? No one's getting in ahead of Bellingham and Rice anytime soon in that midfield. Have I seen that Raptor leaked the team news? I haven't, but I thought he was stopping doing that. Oh, on his stream, is it? Is it the stuff from FPL Main Road? He probably doesn't want to tweet it. Tweeting team news is just not worth it, honestly. Anyway, I for one am glad that Harry Maguire's in there. I love the guy. Bench 1, Ake, Baldock or Estepinian. I don't know about Baldock versus Estepinian. I mean, Baldock has got the easier fixture. Everton is surely due a goal. Oh, I think I would play Ake and Estepinian. But that's just me. He showed on his live stream. Oh, so I've got to go and watch his live stream, do I? This is what people do when I leak, when I have news. Can someone just tell me the news? Someone put it into Discord what the news is. Someone might have already done that. Is it just stuff? Is it just the stuff that was kind of put out on Twitter earlier? I mean, FPL Main Road said earlier all the normal FPL assets start. So I'm assuming that's Haaland, Foden, Alvarez, Diaz. Anyway, right? Okay, he's just backing up the FPL Main news. Okay, fair enough. Which there wasn't really any news, right? I mean, there kind of was. All the normal assets start, but you don't know who he thinks are normal FPL assets, I guess. But I'm assuming it's Haaland, Alvarez, Foden, Diaz, right? Transfer Odegaard to Foden or Mbeumo. Oh, or Mbeumo. I prefer Mbeumo to Foden, but I know most people in this chat do not prefer that, by the way, I should say. FPL South confirmed that Foden starts. I'm pretty sure I've got FPL South blocked. Yeah, I do. For rubbish team news in the past, I think. Or play Archer and bench Odegaard. No, I wouldn't bench Odegaard. If you're going to keep him, you change it. He retweeted Luke's prediction. Oh, interesting. No, but didn't he do that earlier? This is not new news, right? Yeah, it's not new news. But Luke's prediction could be close to being right. Either way, if you got Foden and Alvarez, happy days this week, I think. Against Fulham at home. Ooh. Yeah, usually if I've got someone blocked who leaks team news, it probably means that team news isn't always accurate. I mean, they might be right. But I mean, I could tweet Foden's going to start because I'm pretty confident he will, right? And then it looks good if it's right. Bench one. City defender or Trippier. I think from next week I'd prefer Trippier. I just like the City defenders. Just I don't know. There's no attacking threat there. You're never always 100% confident about their minutes. Like even Ruben Diaz. Would I be surprised if he got benched at some point? No. So I'd probably go Trippier and just hope that he doesn't get rotated with Livramento or something like that. Raptor has the predicted 11 for Man City, no Vardy. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. FPL Main Roads already tweeted it like hours ago. I said I think Vardy was going to be benched. Don't know that for sure, but yeah, Ndoku apparently is starting, and that just shows that actually players do get put into the first 11 quite quick with Man City. Akanji had the most minutes last year. He did, but Diaz was injured for a while, wasn't he? Mbeumo or Sterling. Do you know what? I'm going to stick with my guns and say Mbeumo, but no, I don't know. Oh, you got Newcastle away next week. I'm going to say Sterling. Just clipped up you saying Foden's going to start. Oh, I think he will. I mean, it's Man City. Would I be completely surprised if he doesn't? I mean, I hope he doesn't. That would be quite funny. But I think he probably will. Hope all is good. All is well. Oh my God, there's so many questions already. I can't get to them all. SGP and Bulldog to play. I'm going to put this in the... I'm going to put this... Who would you play? Who would you play? I'm going to put it in the chat. SGP versus Newcastle. Home. Bulldog versus Everton at home. Who would you play? I'm going to let the chat answer because I'm not quite sure. Like, originally, I would have said Estepinian, but Bulldog has definitely got the fixture. But Estepinian, like 64% ownership. It's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. Sell Gabriel for Vardiol or Udogi or Porro. I'd probably get Udogi. The thing with Porro is he has started the last 2 games. But I still think he's more at risk from Emerson Royale than Udogi is from Davies. So I'd probably just save the money. The annoying thing is, if Pedro Porro gets as many minutes as Udogi, he is more attacking, I would say. Probably more likely to get you a goal. Bulldog didn't go to Greece or anything, right? we got to check these things. I think the only player that I would definitely play ahead of Estepinian are Man City defenders, probably Brentford defenders as well, and Chelsea defenders, and maybe Udogi then as well. Depends if you want a clean sheet from Bulldog or Pickford. Do you know what? I'd take a 0-0. Triple captain Haaland and Rashford to Foden. I mean, I don't know what more I can say about Rashford to Foden. I don't get the clamour to get rid of Rashford. But sure, if you want to do it, do it. Triple captain Haaland. Yeah, look, I'll be a broken record about triple captain. If you're going to use it in a single game week, then it's Haaland versus Bournemouth, Forest, Luton, Burnley, Fulham at home. One of those fixtures. Otherwise, save it for a double game week. Like, is it a good week to use it on Haaland in a single game week? Absolutely, because, you know, Fulham defence has been bad so far. Man City are quite good. They've lost Paulinho now as well. He's going to Bayern Munich. But I'd still rather wait for a double game week, even though it never goes right for me. The clock isn't right. The clock is right. Yeah. The clock is right. I mean, give or take a few seconds anyway. I mean, maybe don't rely on putting your transfers exactly with the clock, but it's pretty good. Vlachodimos. Have I got that saying almost right? Vlachodimos. Report. He used to play for my team, Panathinaikos. Has good reflexes, but bad one-on-one and bad rushing out ability. He's a good keeper, but certainly not Premier League material. It's just my opinion. My opinion is that Turner and Johnston will actually both keep the shirt for a little while, unless they play really badly, and then maybe they'll change it. I don't think either are going to lose it the next couple of weeks. Could be wrong. Do you think the bottom might be more rotation-proof than Trippier in light of the Champions League group they got? Do we think people... Okay, here's my question. Oh, just quickly, I'm going to end the poll because we've had 2,000 votes. 71% said SGP now, so I'll back that. Are we overplaying the Champions League draw? Like, Newcastle are not going to win the Champions League. It's very unlikely. Okay, it could happen. Very unlikely, right? So surely it's more important for them to get top 4, to get back in the Champions League next year, attract more players, etc., and build from there. So why is the narrative that Trippier is now a threat in the Premier League because of the Champions League? Why are we assuming that that's what they're going to... But let's say they do focus on one. Why is that the definite? I think people are overplaying Trippier rotation. I mean, he is 32, 33 now, so, you know, and what's his name's there? Livramento. I don't know. I feel like it's being overplayed a little bit. The draw matters in some sense. City will rotate more as their group is easy. Yeah, maybe if they're through and stuff like that. I get it. Livramento was not cheap. I really think we need to get over transfer fees. I really think we need to get over them. I keep seeing like this player's going to play because he's so expensive. Everyone's expensive nowadays. Everybody. You hardly ever get a player for like 10, 15 million. Premier League has got so much money. Everyone's expensive. Vardiol. No way he can be benched, right? 100 million. Well, guess what? He's probably going to be benched this week. We've got to get over the prices. Livramento is so expensive because he's going to have sell-on value in the future. And obviously he's a big prospect. But it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to... Like, he will take minutes off Trippier. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I just don't get this narrative that they're going to bench Trippier in the Premier League to play him in the Champions League. Presume the draw for Newcastle. They rest a lot of players, they'll get smashed. No, I get it. I get it, right? You rest them so you got a better team, so you got more chance of winning. But is it better for Newcastle to finish top 4 or to get out of the Champions League group? Surely it's better to get top 4 again. No? I mean, don't get me wrong. If they go on a run and win the Champions League, that would be pretty epic. But I can't see that happening. Botman in a wildcard team can't afford Trippier. I would probably do that and just hope that Eddie Howe was telling the truth. Yeah, we need to get over fees. It's like Dean Henderson. Everyone is. He's definitely going to be number 1. They've spent 20 million. What's 20 million to a Premier League club these days? They lost Guaita, which I don't think they were expecting to happen. So they needed someone else that can play that. Look, I think Dean Henderson will become number 1 at some point this season. It might be in a few weeks, but just because they've paid 20 million, or whatever the fee was, does not mean he automatically becomes number 1. Everyone's expensive these days. It's like it feels like if you buy a player in the Premier League that's half known, or like if people slightly know his name, then you got 30 million. That's like almost the starting price these days. So I don't get it. Just a bugbear of mine, as you can tell. Livramento is homegrown too, hence the fee. There you go, see? Like, Trippier's one of their most experienced players, one of their best players in that team. I mean, they've got a lot of good players now, to be fair. Newcastle's first Champions League game for many years, they'll go for it. No one's denying they're going to go for it. We're just discussing how many times do we think Trippier is going to be benched. There's 6 Champions League games in the group stages. How many Premier League games is Trippier going to be benched for? For what it's worth, I have looked at getting Schär and Botman instead of Trippier. So I'm not completely against it, but I think I would need to be convinced a bit more. Start Udogie or Estepinian. We're going to go with Udogie. The chat has spoken. Sell Odegaard or Matoma to Maddison. I'd probably sell Matoma, I think. George, now bench Estepinian, Matoma, Udogie or Henry. Estepinian, probably. Akil, Matoma, Rashford, Pedro out for Sterling, Maddison, Wissa -4. I'd just do 2 of those moves. If you need to use Rashford to upgrade the others, fair enough. But otherwise, I would just do 2 of them. I wouldn't... Well, I'd preferably not buy Botman now. If I had him, I'd probably keep him. I don't know if I would want to buy him. Maybe if you're on like a wild card. What's my suggested wild card team? I'm not really giving it too much thought, to be honest, so I can't massively help you there. Are people selling Salah likely to get a 200 million bid tonight? I don't think they will. I don't think they'll go that high. I think Salah will stay. But as I said on Twitter earlier, money talks. I suspect Botman will probably be back after the international break, but it's not a guarantee. I have Chilwell, Colwill, Jackson and 2 free transfers. Colwill, Son to Sterling Diaz, or Baldock, Son to Madison Diaz. Or keep Son and do Estepinian to Diaz. I quite like the Baldock Son. It's not a great game to be getting rid of Son for, though, is it? I quite like Baldock and Son to Madison Diaz. I know why you're looking at selling Colwill so you can free up the slot, but I don't think you need to do that. His name is not Paulinho, it's Paulinho. Look, he's going to Bayern Munich now, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, fair enough. I'll practice that for when he comes back to the Premier League and becomes an FPL option. Anthony Begley, thank you very much. And 13 months member, thank you very much. Colwill or Estepinian? I'm leaning towards Colwill, but not sure. Yeah, I think so. Who's winning between the points of Foden and Mbeumo? Well, Foden's winning because he miscontrolled a ball. If you're a Foden owner, happy days, because if he keeps miscontrolling passes, you're going to have loads of assists. But yeah, he's winning by 2 points. And to be fair, he's got probably 2 better fixtures next 2 game weeks. Let's hope that Mbeumo gets another 2 penalties, eh? How long before we get used to X instead of Twitter? Honestly, I'm not sure I'll ever call it X, to be honest with you. Like, how long have I been using Twitter for? Like 10 years, something like that? It just makes more sense to say that. It just sounds better. I'm using Twitter. I'm using X. Like, it just sounds a bit rubbish, doesn't it? So I'm not sure I'll ever stop saying Twitter. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it just sounds rubbish. Like, look, I'm not a billionaire, so what do I know? But it does feel like a pretty rubbish branding decision. Like, all this is going to be like the bank of the future. I'm not sure I want to trust a company that was once Twitter with money, to be honest. Haven't even updated it. Yeah, I'm going to tweet it. Like, you say you're going to post it. That's the same as every other social media platform, right? Lou Bumir, I've definitely pronounced that wrong. Sorry. New member, thank you very much. Nesh, Rashford, Matoma, Watkins, Saka. Which one to bench? Oh, I would say Rashford or Matoma. I would find it hard to bench Rashford, to be honest. So I'd probably say Matoma, but I don't like it. Tanish, if I were you, I'd start Kabori over Eshapinian as he plays right wing back effectively and comes off after 65 minutes and an attack and return maybe. Nah, I think West Ham will score. Elvin, thank you very much. 11-month member. Pickford to Fleck, and I'll hold Pickford for another week. Well, I'm gonna hold him. If you really hate the sight of him, I feel like if you're gonna tilt when he doesn't keep a clean sheet again, probably just get rid of him. He also might drop in price soon as well. Worth noting, but I'm going to keep him. And I do have a free transfer I could use, so I'm deciding not to do that. By the way, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It would be very much appreciated. We are on 374,842, so we need 158 new subscribers, and I'm sure there's 158 people watching. They've enjoyed the stream, they've enjoyed the content, they haven't yet hit the button, and then we'll hit 375k, and then I promise to shut up about it until next week when I push for 400k, and then we have to go for 500,000. 400k by the end of the season. 400k by game week 8. No, 400k by the game week 9 wildcard. Maybe I'll pop some more channel memberships. Who knows? Start João Pedro or Eshapinian. I'd probably risk it. Oh, I don't know. I'd probably risk a João Pedro start. I think Brighton are more likely to score than to get a clean sheet. 400k before the transfer deadline. Not going to happen, unfortunately. Not even enough people watching for that. Transfer Carwell out for Diaz, Udogi, or Roll for second. Yeah, you don't need to transfer out. You don't need to transfer out Carwell. He should start. It's not. I guess it's not guaranteed, but he should. I'm in Tesco. Would you do 4 Carlins or get Brewdog in for -4? I'll probably get Brewdog. But maybe I've just been marketed to so much by the Peter Crouch podcast. Maybe that's why I'm saying that. Could be. Let's have a look here. With only 1 free transfer, do I do Doggy in for Power Torres and then start him over Saliba, or do I do Maddison in for Martinelli? I'll probably do Maddison in for Martinelli and just play Saliba and hope for the best. Know that you're probably going to get a no clean sheet there. Do you prefer Friday or Saturday deadline streams? Seems ages since we've had a Saturday one. I like having Saturday mornings off, to be honest. That is nice. But for content, I prefer Saturday deadlines. Because I have to keep recording final thoughts on Thursday afternoon. And obviously lots can change, especially this early in the season. Whereas when it goes back to a Saturday deadline, I'll record final thoughts after the press conferences, which I think makes a lot more sense. So for content, I do prefer Saturday. Are the 50k super chats done for today? Who knows? We might push 100 grand today. You never know. 100 grand would be nice for one stream. I'd take it, you know. Do 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 do. Me humming or kind of making noises for Phoenix half an hour into the stream is a good reminder I'm still listening to Phoenix and I need to change that. Struggling between selling Watkins to Jackson and selling Martinelli to another midfielder, or sell Watkins to Jackson and hold on to the other transfer. If you're going to do Watkins to Jackson, I think it's got to be this week. I think the longer you put it off, the worse that transfer is. You could do both, yeah. I don't see any issue with both. What am I thinking about Gabriel? I mean, he has to go, doesn't he? Is there a chance he starts this week? Of course there's a chance. But the thing is, Tomiyasu's back from suspension, right? So I think he doesn't have to be sold because people might have good enough teams where they can just bench him. But he should not be played. He should not be played. It could just be Tomiyasu that comes in. The thing is, if they play Tomiyasu, that means Partey's going to start right back again, and that could be good for Rashford. So that is interesting. Interesting for sure. Does Brennan Johnson enter any equations now? Not really. I think, again, they've just signed a young player, haven't they? That there's going to be a sell-on fee for him later on. Can cover a few different positions. I don't. He might become a starter, but I wouldn't worry about him right now. He's certainly not going to affect Maddison. And I don't think anyone's buying Richarlison or Kulusevski right now. Michael, thank you very much. Sheriff, play 1, an attacking Kabori first game at home, 2, Baldock, who has Everton, and a 0-0 candidate, or 3, Saliba. I'd probably play Baldock out of those. Pickford clean sheet and a penalty save. I would love that. I'll be unbearable if that happens. Actually, I'm trying to not be unbearable, even though I'm sure there's people watching thinking, no, you're just always unbearable. I'm trying not to be too unbearable when something like that happens. But I'm already picturing the intro screen on the knee-jerk stream if Pickford gets a clean sheet and a penalty save. He would go on the wall. That one game would be wall-worthy, but it's not happening. Oh, no. The guy from Fulham going to Bayern Munich is off. How do you say that name there if it's not Paulinho? Paulinho? Oh. Paulinho. Okay, I'm going to listen to it now. Hang on. I'm going to have to mute my music. Paulinho. What am I saying? Paulinho. It sounds the same. The guy on YouTube says Paulinho. You said it right the first time. Yeah, I thought I did. Bayern Munich are also not signing Trevor Chalobah, apparently. But I would still be loving Man City players this week, Paulinho or not. Paulinho. Whatever. David, I'm not that far off, am I? I'm short like Mbeumo. I'm still not sure that's correct. There's no U in the spelling of his name. Paulinho. The tackling guy from Fulham. Alvarez or Darwin Núñez. Look, I know people all think that Darwin Núñez is guaranteed to start now, but really, is he guaranteed? I just wouldn't. I would rather buy Alvarez. I mean, he's not guaranteed to start every game either, but I think he'll definitely start this one. So, I just don't think. I'm just not completely convinced that it's a good buy right now, Núñez. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong lots of times before. I mean, obviously he did great against Newcastle, but all we've seen him get so far is benched. I don't know. If Núñez starts, then he is fantastic. But I think Alvarez against Fulham is decent. Rashford's dropping in price tonight. I mean, I said this in Game Week 2 or Game Week 3. At some point, you're going to miss a price change. You're not going to be able to cover every price rise and every price drop. Pickford's probably going to drop. Rashford's probably going to drop. It is what it is. But yeah, if people are keen to get rid of Rashford and they want to avoid the drop, then by all means, transfer him out. Go for it. 200 million offer for Salah? Surely not. Surely not. Where have you seen that? I need to see it from Ornstein. By the way, if Salah goes, that kills FPL. It kills FPL. Like, what do you need any money for? Like, all these players keep getting signed, and I keep thinking Cole Palmer, 4.9 million, might get minutes for Chelsea. Absolute bargain. But who cares? I don't need any bargains, really. Unless I need Salah as well. But I don't see any. Oh, one source has told Sky Sports News though. They're prepared to bid up to 200 million. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Let's see it from Ornstein or Paul Joyce or someone like that first. Sky Sports News tend to be behind everyone else on transfer deals. They tend to break the news about an hour after everyone else. So I wouldn't be so sure about that. Do I plan to play Starfield? I haven't actually bought it. I really should have had it today because I haven't done much today up until this point. Nobody's picking Salah in their current FPL team, but there will be times when we might want him. But if he's gone, doesn't matter, does it? Bench Chilwell, Estepinian, Udogie or Diaz. Estepinian. Start Saliba or Cash. I mean, if Cash is going to play as a wing back again and play really advanced, then Cash could be better. But I'd probably go Saliba for the home game. I think Liverpool definitely score. Start Estepinian or Henry. Henry. Same team, but Ruben Diaz and Watkins instead of Saliba and Jackson. Who to bench though? Watkins. I wouldn't. Oh man, you've got the same team. I would just play Diaz ahead of Estepinian and play Watkins. Sterling for Odegaard and Maddison for Matoma -4. I would just do I would just get Maddison. Oh, do you need the money? If you need the money, maybe, but I don't particularly think it's a great -4. Tom, how's it going? You still got Haaland or not? On wildcard, Areola and Leno as rotating goalkeepers. Tom, I'm going to be honest. I've not looked at rotation for goalkeepers on wildcard, so I can't really help you. If the fixtures are good, sure, but that Fulham defence is not good. I'm not sure how many saves and stuff Leno can keep getting. Like, how many saves he can get to keep the points up. Really, it's not where I would go personally. I would definitely go for Areola though. But if it rotates well, then go for it. But I haven't looked. Areola and Leno is what I'm on. There you go. FPL Audit Romano. So there you go. You've got the backing of FPL Audit Romano. Long time FPL player. AZ, I'm starting Estepinian and Chilwell. Should I also start Kabori, Saliba, or use my second free? I mean, the thing is, I'm saying I would start Kabori over Saliba. I've literally got Kabori last bench, so I'd probably just go Saliba. Or I wouldn't sell Botman, no. I would just play Saliba and hope for the best. Don't think there's going to be a huge amount of clean sheets to go around this week necessarily. Take a -4 and swap João Pedro for Jackson. I think the news about Welbeck has made João Pedro a little bit more annoying now because he might start, whereas before there was less chance. You could probably take that -4. I think I'd probably not take it. Maybe just do it for free next time. Knee-jerky, but Watkins to Alvarez, Odegaard to Sterling, and Matoma to Maddison. Probably wildcard 9, so not looking beyond that -4. Again, you don't need that -4. Like, all those moves are fine in isolation, but I don't think you need a -4, really. But again, it's your team. You want to go for it? Go for it. Mateus, thank you. Kane, Daniel, what would you do on a wildcard this week? I've not really looked at it, but I would get a Newcastle defender on the bench. I'd maybe go for a Man City defender. I probably wouldn't hold Estepinian, but before you take that as gospel, I haven't looked at a wildcard properly to know whether or not he should be kept. But I just think the fixtures he's got, probably not. Probably have Udogie, I guess. I wouldn't have Pickford. I'd probably go for Flecken or Leno, like some people are. I'd have Areola and not Turner. I'd have Haaland. I'd probably keep Fernandes. Probably Saka as well, I think. Probably go Maddison and Sterling. Something like that. But I'm not giving it enough thought to properly say. Is it okay to start Wisser and Watkins for Jackson, or am I missing something? Is it okay to take a -4 for Sterling, Maddison for Matoma? It's okay to take the -4. I don't think you need it though. I wouldn't bench Jackson for Wisser and Watkins. I'd play Jackson ahead of Watkins, I think. Bowen or Maddison in for Foden, or save the transfer. I would just play Foden. So John, new member, thank you very much. Pablo, Udogie or Ruben? Ruben. I mean, in isolation, obviously Udogie's cheaper, right? So it might affect further moves and stuff like that. Martinelli to Foden, Maddison or Sterling. I mean, I'm probably going to go Sterling, but they're all good options as long as they start. And as we know, Foden is absolutely 100% nailed, never going to miss another minute ever again. Probably. João Pedro hat-trick this weekend, mark my words. No chance. No chance. Tom's got Haaland in. Happy days. Did you wildcard for Haaland? Salah and Areola, Leno rotation, or Saka and Edison Vicario? Edison and Vicario is too much money. You don't need to spend that much money on goalkeepers. Already did Rashford to Maddison. Mitoma to Sterling for free. I'd rather have Sterling than Mitoma, yeah. Foden the hat-trick. I mean, it could happen. Like, Foden could eat... Like, honestly, if Foden's going to get 80-plus minutes against Fulham, then you're looking at a 10-plus pointer, for sure. Like, it's just all the weeks after that, isn't it? I don't know who I'm more worried about at this point, Foden or Maddison. Probably both. But you can't have them all, right? I could really do with Rashford scoring. It's the last game of the week, so by that point, I'll already know... Yeah, by the time Rashford plays Arsenal, we'll already know how much Maddison and Foden have absolutely smashed him. Oof. Yeah, people keep saying Salah bid imminent, but where's this coming from? Where is this coming from? I need to see it somewhere else that's not Sky Sports. The Mirror has posted it. Ian Doyle. 200 million would be mad. Ian Doyle's pretty good, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Saudi team now preparing a £200 million bid for Mo Salah. Big test for Liverpool. That's a lot of money. But if 200 million, why not 300 million? That would be a proper poser for the Reds. Like, what? 200 million isn't? I mean, I get that Liverpool fans would want to keep him. I 100% understand. He's been an absolute legend for the club, super consistent for 6 seasons. But even on the last day of the window, I'm not sure you can turn down 200 million. Like, he's 31. He's going to be 32 next season, plus 1 year left on his contract next year. At some point, he's got to go. Saudi deadline isn't for a while, so there won't be a rush on Salah. I mean, there kind of is, because if they do it today, Liverpool could potentially go and get someone else. But who do you go and get now with 6 hours to go, or just under? I mean, Salah's still great, but obviously he is going to decline like every player. That just happens. Yeah, I get it. The thing is, is Diaz, Nunez or Gakpo plus Jota on the right, is that bad? Plus 200 million to reinvest in January or next summer? Like, imagine the rebuild you do then. You don't even need to rebuild. You only need to replace Salah. You got money for a new centre-back? People seem to want a new centre-back. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Money talks. Where did I get up to anyway? Colwill and Eze out through Doggy and Maddison. You don't need to sell Colwill. Is he at risk of not starting or something? Has someone seen something that I haven't? You could do Eze to Maddison if you wanted to, but again, not a necessity this week. Yeah, true. Okay, if you've got 200 million, maybe people start charging a bit more, but still, that will go a long way, right? He went off injured, but he's fine, right? He's in the England squad. If Salah gets sold, will he not play this weekend? Correct. I wouldn't. If you've got Salah, don't panic about it. Okay, if it happens after the deadline, that'd be annoying, but it's quite, surely for that much money, it's quite a complex deal, right? I wouldn't worry too much. Can I do a poll for captain? I'm not sure there's any point. It would just be Haaland. 8 point. I saw someone tweet that actually earlier. Was it? Oh, I can't remember who it was. They said, would you let Salah go if you could get Mbappe? I don't think Mbappe's going to go to Liverpool though. 8.8 million striker. Who do I buy? Jackson, Isak, Alvarez. I would go for Jackson or Alvarez. I think if you're willing to punt on the minutes, I go Alvarez. But the thing is, Chelsea have signed no number 9s. It's Jackson and Broja. I think Jackson's minutes are really good. The fixtures are really good. I'd probably buy Jackson again right now, I think. There are a lot of people that think that Alvarez is absolutely nailed. Maybe he is, but it depends whether you're willing to risk that. The other thing to remember about Alvarez is if Haaland ever gets subbed off early and Alvarez stays on, he'd probably be on penalties as well. But I think I would probably go Jackson. Mbappe doesn't defend well. We don't want it. Come on, you get the chance to have Mbappe. I think you take him, right? You get someone else to do the defending. Well, Gabriel, Mitoma to Udogie and Madison -4. Again, I don't think Mitoma needs to be taken out for a -4. Basically. But if you want to do it, go for it. I mean, Mitoma's probably another one that's likely to drop in price soon, I guess. Next, thank you very much. Shads, thank you very much. Adrian. Oh, I'm losing the plot. There's so many questions already. Madison and Jackson or Sterling and Watkins? Madison and Jackson. Play Stones or Carwell. Stones is injured. FPL aficionado. Odegaard, Rashford. 2 free chances. Odegaard to Madison, then Rash to Sterling or roll. I'd probably roll, but if you really want Sterling and Madison, go for it. You only have Chilwell as Chelsea cover, but you don't need to worry about cover. It's Sterling or Rashford. That's the only decision. If you want Sterling, go for it. Just have 1 free chance next week. Wildcard game week 4, bad call. Depends on your team, not necessarily. João Pedro, I mean, most people don't need it, but doesn't mean you can't use it. João Pedro out for a -4 for who? I'd probably go Jackson. 1 free transfer, Martinelli to Sterling, Foden or roll. I think you could go to Sterling and not roll, as long as your team looks good for next week. Would you do Pedro to Jackson for a -4? I think João Pedro... the thing is, he might start, he might not. I think I'd probably hold and not do the -4 and just hope for the best, especially if you've got a good bench as well. Although he'll probably come on, I guess. Start João Pedro, Archer or Bulldog. Oh, probably João Pedro. I mean, it's got to be a good chance he starts, right? 250 million for Salah before 11 p.m, 200 million after 11 p.m, 150 million next summer. Do Liverpool sell now? I don't know if you get 150 next summer. I think you get 100. I think you get 100. I mean, if you get 150 next summer, you absolutely just take that instead of 200 now or 250. Your Salah's going to help get him back into the Champions League, etc., right? So I think you would take that, yeah. I don't know if you get 150 next year, though. Don't know. Bench one of Trippier, Carwell, Estepinian. Oh, that's tough. I want to say Trippier, to be honest. I'd probably say Trippier. I think him and Estepinian is quite close, so I'd probably pick the guy at home, but yeah. Have Nico, Chilwell, Cole. Nico, who's that? Nico. I don't know who that is. Defender, I guess. Chilwell, Colwell, but wants Sterling. Who's Nico? Who would Nico be? Who am I forgetting? Bench Gusto or Pedro? I mean, in that case, I maybe wouldn't take the risk on Pedro and just play Gusto. Oh, Jackson. Okay. Oh, okay. They got 3 Chelsea players. Thank you. Thank you. That makes sense now. Nicholas Jackson, Chilwell, Cole, but wants Sterling. Worth a hit to get Sterling? No, it's not worth a hit. No. Without even reading the rest, it's not worth a hit. For Colwell and Rashford, Mitoma, I don't think so. I think you just do without Sterling for a bit and hope for the best. Now, there's other good midfielders. Palini to Bayern is off. Yes, yes, it is. Thoughts on Alvarez rather than Jackson in for Watkins? High risk, high reward. Look, if you're happy to buy a Man City player and live with the fact they might be benched at some point, I think Alvarez is great. Yeah, honestly. Nico Jackson. What would I do about everyone in the chat? I basically have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, we're on 374,988 subscribers. We need 12 for 375k. So if 12 of you could just hit the button, that'd be much appreciated. And if 12 other people could not unsubscribe, that would also be great. Thank you very much. Onana or Turner? I think I'd play Onana. Daniel, new member, thank you very much. Lindsay, sell Salah for Bowen or Gabriel for Udogie, one free transfer. I'd probably get rid of Gabriel. I definitely wouldn't want Bowen over Salah next 3 game weeks. Predictions on who will be on the wall this year. Jordan Pickford this week. I actually don't know. I mean, Sterling could be if he does really well. I'm trying to think of someone I might have that most other people wouldn't. I mean, everyone's got everyone these days. It's hard to know, really. Marseille to Eze, free transfer, got Foden and Madison. I'd probably just hold Martinelli as long as you can take the price drop. Estepinian to Walker, what do you think? I like Walker right now, but when Champions League and stuff starts back up, I don't know if he'll start every single game. That's my only worry. Thing is, there always seems to be like an injury at Man City, which means all the other, like Akanji and that, always seem to play. Like if everybody was fully fit in that City defence, it'd be a lot harder to predict. What do you think of triple City attack? I mean, lots of potential there as long as they start. That's always the way with City attack. If Foden and Alvarez start, they're brilliant. That's my final answer on the situation. I think they'll start this game. After that, I don't really want to predict right now. Udogie or Ruben? Ruben this week for sure. Rashford and João Pedro for Madison and Wissa. I'd probably just do the João Pedro move, but if you want to get rid of Rashford, go for it. I don't think there's much more I can say on Rashford, honestly. I've said my piece. I like keeping him. I've got no intention to sell him. I'm probably going to hold Rashford. I suspect I'll hold Rashford to wildcard, and then probably won't hold him actually on wildcard, but you never know, right? You never know. Keep yourself alive. What am I... Let me see... Bruno and João Pedro to Sterling and Jackson for -4. I don't think I'd be selling Bruno Fernandes for a -4, honestly. You got no other way to get the money for João Pedro up. Sell one, Estepinian or Son. Estepinian, probably. Mitoma to Sterling. Because Estepinian, Newcastle at home, Man United away is worse than Son, Burnley away, Sheffield United at home, I reckon. If Welbeck is out, does Pedro start? Yes, he should do, but there's still Lallana that could play that position, and it's De Zerbi, right? He could probably play anyone there if he wanted to. Do I reckon all the business is done for Man United? Probably. I do think they need a new striker, though, because Martial just cannot stay fit at all. Even with Højlund playing and Martial getting loads of time off, he probably still won't stay fit. And I don't think he'll be happy about not getting as many minutes either, but... I really hope Højlund just hits the ground running. I could be tempted by him on Game Week 9 wildcard. Let's say I wildcard in Game Week 9. Højlund, 7 million, maybe even less by then. Sheffield United away, Man City at home, Fulham away, Luton at home, Everton away. Cheeky little punt on Højlund. Drop Rashford, get Salah. Drop Haaland, get Salah. Who knows? Spencer FC, how is it going? How is it going? Yeah, it's good job you're asking me and not Seb. Yeah, I don't mind Mitoma to Sterling. I just wouldn't do it for a hit. I would not do it for a hit. Would you start Vardio after the early bench rumours? I don't think I would, because there's a chance he'll just come on, right? What is the top player in the Fantasy Football Hub Ultras team looking like? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you top of the league, is it? Is that what it is? Sam, had planned for getting Isak and Trippier instead of JP and Estepinian in Game Week 5. That means playing 3 Brighton players this week against Newcastle. I mean, yeah, if you got them, there's no problem with playing them. I mean, look, I know Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet yet, and Newcastle are a very good team, but is anyone putting it past Brighton to score? Surely they'll score against Newcastle. So if you've got... If you got Brighton attackers, I'm not really seeing the problem. I get João Pedro's a possible issue, but outside of that, does it matter? Like, there's other midfielders I'd rather have than Brighton attackers this week, but I don't think they're as big a problem as maybe people are making out. Can you talk a little bit about yourself? Nah, that's very boring. No one wants to know about me. Mitoma to Sterling Diaby for a -4. Look, generally I just wouldn't take Mitoma out for a -4, I don't think. Midfield is Bruno, Saka, Madison, Foden, Mitoma. Jackson and Haaland up front. I mean, it's okay if you want to do it. I just don't think it's worth it. Play 2, Colwell, Trippier, Stones. Stones is injured, so... When are we going to see you on the FPL show? I was on the first one. I was on the first FPL show this season. Start Eze or Matoma. Ooh, I'll go Eze, I reckon. Easier fixture, penalties, probably better minutes overall. Even though Mitoma's minutes will probably be fine for this game. I'm going to say Eze. Top 4 is hard for Newcastle with and without Trippier. Playing a competitive best team on great European nights is surely what football's about. Look, you could be right. I just think it's being overblown about how much Trippier is going to be rotated. Salah bid imminent. Oh yeah, we went through that one already. Edison and Rico Henry or Flecken and Diaz? Flecken and Diaz, I think. I just think it gives you more flexibility to move later on if you wanted to. Having that money in the outfield player instead, if that makes sense. I have Isak. Am I screwed? Nope. Wouldn't say screwed. I wouldn't necessarily buy him, but if you got him. I'm tempted to do João Pedro to Antonio and bench for the 2 hard fixtures. I don't think it's a great use of a transfer personally. Or Gabriel to a City defender. Yeah, I would go Gabriel to Diaz if you got the money, to be honest. I think that's a much better transfer than João Pedro to Antonio. I mean, he could do great against Luton, don't get me wrong. Maddison or Sterling for Martinelli. I'm probably going to go Sterling, but Maddison's also great if you want him instead. I should make my transfer. I've still got an hour. I'll make my transfer soon. It's probably going to be Sterling, though. Misspelt hit in the subscriber message on the ticker. Huh? Oh, yeah. His. Wow, someone actually looked at the ticker. That's nice. Thanks. Is it a hot take that Sterling's overrated? He only had one good game, that was against Luton. It's not a hot take. Lots of people have said that Sterling's being overrated, and maybe he has, but I also think people are putting way too much emphasis on 3 games. We've seen Sterling be good plenty of times over the last kind of, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Yes, okay, it was a Man City, and yes, maybe Chelsea aren't the finished product by any means, but I feel like after 3 games, we've basically said that Maddison is absolutely essential and Sterling's no good because he only played well against Luton. As if he's got really hard fixtures to go. Please throw the biggest curveball and get Foden. I've considered it, but probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen, I'm afraid. It would be funny, though. I haven't completely ruled Foden out, but I just can't do it. I cannot do it now. Imagine if he gets benched as well. That would be pretty funny. If I bought him. It'd be funny if I don't buy him and he gets benched, but... Oh, you're top of the league. Fair play. Fair play. There is a long way to go. Things can change quickly, especially at the start of the season. Simon, thank you very much. Play Watkins or Udogie? Ooh, I'd probably play Watkins. I don't like benching attackers unless I absolutely have to. Jeffrey Ruan, 2 free transfers, take a -4. Pinnock. I wouldn't take a -4 to get rid of Pinnock. Like, if you want to do that, I would just do Martinelli. I would just do Martinelli to Sterling and roll the transfer. You don't even need to do Mbeumo to Archer unless you're going to play him. You definitely don't need to do Pinnock to Udogie. Pinnock is... I would argue Pinnock's better than Udogie this week. It's at least close. Klopp will leave at the end of the season. Do you reckon? Surely not. Where would he go? Who would Liverpool get in? These are questions that I cannot answer right now. I do not have time to think about. Oh, we hit 375k. Thank you very much. We're now on 375k and 83. So I appreciate that. We're going to push for 400k over the next few weeks. Apologies for me going on about it. So yeah, thanks. That's great. That's great. 400k is the big one. 400k is the big one. Bench 2 out of Odegaard, Rashford, Matoma, Estepinian. Estepinian and Matoma. Oh, Matoma or Rashford? I'm going to say Matoma. That might not work out well, though. I think if I say to bench Matoma over Rashford and you instantly think, I'm not sure about that, that really tells you want to play Matoma instead of Rashford. And so you should do that. Would you sell Salah, Rashford and Mbeumo for Sterling, Bruno and Watkins Jackson? I have Saka and Mbeumo and Matoma as my other midfielders. I wouldn't sell Rashford to Bruno unless you need the money, so I'd just do the other 2 for no hit. Do you get recognised in Ireland? Sometimes. sometimes. Where's my YouTuber plaque? So I got my office redone. I got loads of stuff put up on the wall and I forgot about that. Basically, for about a year or two after I got it, or year or two, yeah, it was on the floor under a bunch of paper down here. And then I tidied the office. It's been in my bedroom under a load of crap, basically, for weeks. And now it's just sitting on a box over there. It's not even up or anything. I should really put it up at some point. Rash, Bruno, and Mbeumo, Foden, Saka, anyone to Maddison for free. I would hold, honestly. 2 free transfers, using one to get Sterling. Should I use the second to sell Botman or sell Saliba to Diaz? I'd probably just do, or just play Saliba. Saliba to Diaz is a pretty good move. I would just consider what it might change for transfers moving forward. That's all. Like, I know that if I do Saliba to Diaz, I'd have to bench Estepina, and then I might even just sell Diaz next week for Trippier. So, yeah. I did vice captain in Mbeumo. Yeah, I've had vice captain on Mbeumo since the game ticked over since the game week 3 deadline, basically, just because of the fixture. But I'm not sure if I should change it now. We've got to the deadline. I'm thinking, do I change that? I just instantly put it on him because it's Bournemouth. I mean, Haaland's going to play anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Get a Man City defender or both Sterling and Maddison. I mean, it depends who you're taking out, but Sterling and Maddison are good. Any news on Salah to the Saudi League? No, apparently a bid's imminent, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I mean, if Liverpool turn down 200 million straight away, then they should probably just give up. Oh, big signing. Big transfer deadline signing. Probably the biggest one of the window. Johnny Evans has signed for Man United. Johnny Evans has re-signed on a 1-year deal, I think. 1-year contract. Ooh, Johnny Evans. How old is he now? He's about 35, isn't he? Why have we signed Johnny Evans? That's mental. He's 35. He'll turn 36 in January. He's better than Haaland. Might be. I mean, I'd probably agree with people that said he should never have been sold in the first place. Maybe there's something in that, but weird. Very weird. All of Mbeumo, Saka, Maddison, Foden, Sterling, or take which two of those out for Salah and any 4.5 million on wildcard? No, I probably just wouldn't go for Salah, but I would think about how you're going to get him in around game week 9, just in case you need to. Start Watkins or Diaby, probably Watkins. Tuckles, FSG will receive the same offers next season. They won't. The price goes down next season. He'll be 1 year older. He'll be 32, and he's only got 1 year left on his contract rather than 2 years he's got now, right? It's not a fact they would receive the same offer. I would say the opposite is probably a fact. If they offer 200 million now, you probably don't also get 200 million next year. If Caicedo, etc., cost 150 million, then 200 for Salah, not enough at all. I mean, you're not comparing in like for like. I mean, Caicedo was very expensive, and I get it. Salah's a better player, but Caicedo's a lot younger. There's a lot of sell-on value. There isn't that with Salah. You spend 200 million, you're not going to sell him to anyone. So, yeah, I basically don't agree with any of that, really. Loz, Aloha. João Pedro to anyone less than 6.5. The thing is, you only got really Wissa, Morris. Who else is there? There's not really a huge amount of players, right? Or Saliba to Udogi. Bank the cash and do JP to Jackson after the break, or both now for a -4. I'd probably just do the defender transfer. Play Wissa or Bruno. Oh, can you bench Bruno? It's Bournemouth at home though, isn't it? I don't think I could bench Bruno, honestly. Especially on penalties. Man United are going to get a dodgy penalty against Arsenal. Oh, Antonio 6 million. I'll beat Beto 6 million. Yeah, fair play. Edouard maybe. You could take a punt on Beto. I mean, it's Sheffield United away and they got Luton at home and Bournemouth at home soon. If you want to take a punt, yeah, Beto at Everton, not a bad shout. I wouldn't go in Nketiah. Not with Jesus, but Jesus will start against Man United. Almost certainly. Pinnock or Estepinian? Pinnock this week for sure. KT or Cher can afford... Oh, Kieran Trippier or Cher can afford both. Kieran Trippier rotation risk the Champions League. I'd probably go Trippier out of the two still. Maybe that would change next week, but right now that's how I'm feeling. This week is Saka's week. He's had, what, for a penalty or just in general? I mean, he's had 2 pretty good weeks out of 3 so far, hasn't he? And the only time he had a bad week is when he gave a bloody penalty away. I mean, Saka could have had 3 out of 3 returns. Could have returned in all 3 game weeks, what I'm trying to say. Although 3 returns in 3 would have also worked. I don't know what I'm on about. Chris, how's it going? I don't have a question. I've been watching you for over 5 years from the US, and I feel like at least owe you $10. Thank you very much. Glad you've been watching for so long and enjoying it, hopefully. Be a bit weird to send $10 if you didn't enjoy it, I guess. And it would also be weird to watch for 5 years if you didn't enjoy it. That would also be strange. I do feel like some people do that, though. People watch you and then they comment and they just hate watching you. Then they keep watching. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. You're forgetting inflation. I'm not sure what you mean. Are we talking about balloons now? Yes, the Paulinho. Oh, I've just realised why people keep telling me Paulinho deal is off when I already mentioned it. It's because it's in the ticker. People are reading the ticker. Apologies. I've taken it out. I was thinking, I know it's off. We talked about it earlier. Oh, Bain, Deer, Reguilon and Evans have been registered in time to be included in the squad for the Arsenal game. But not Amrabat. Shame. But Amrabat's not fit, right? He's not played much, I don't think, for Fiorentina. Amrabat needs to be in the team for Man United, honestly, against Arsenal. I'm a bit worried about what Arsenal might do to Man United, to be honest. Can confirm I've been hate watching you for 10 years. I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry to hear it. Start Watkins or Saka. I'm a Man United fan on wildcard. I think Saka's better, to be honest. He's on penalties, right? Watkins probably not. Yeah, Amrabat's going to take a bit of time to get up to speed, I think, but I like that. I like that move. Did you seal your bottle from an indoor water dispenser? No, but it is kind of that. I get it, right? It's kind of that kind of style, yeah. It's like a half gallon or something. Rico Henry at home against Bournemouth, Roy Doggy away against Burnley. Thoughts on Gusto starting? Gusto should start. I think I would play Rico Henry out of those two. What year was the first ever stream? It must have been 2023. I think it was 2017 or 2016. One of the two. Fadel, hello. I have in midfield and forward Bruno, Foden, Madison and Mbeumo, Haaland, Jackson and Saka on the pitch. What should I do? I mean, that team sounds fine. Just play that team. I wouldn't make any transfers. That all sounds good. And Saka on the pin. Do you mean bench? I would probably play Saka ahead of Wissa, I think. But otherwise, the team looks pretty good to me. Origi going to Nottingham Forest. We all take the mick out of Chelsea for the amount of players they sign. Nottingham Forest are pretty crazy as well, right? I don't know how many have they signed this year compared to last year. Origi would even get that many minutes anyway, especially with Awani there, right? Favourite pub in Galway? I love O'Connell's. I quite like O'Connell's. I think O'Connell's is pretty good. I like Oslo in Salt Hill. I also like Caribou as well. Our pub in Paris is opening next week. It's called The Pub. How long did it take you to think of that? And we'll have an evening focused on FPL. Nice, I like it. If you want to give a shout, that would be cool. There you go. If you're in Paris and you want to go to The Pub. Who Divock is Origi? Not 1 billion though, is it? No, true, yeah, true. Yeah, true, fair enough. I take back what I said. Sorry, Nottingham Forest fans, forgive me. Forgive me. People will be stalking Oslo and Caribou. I haven't drank in Ireland since the 14th of June. The only time I've drank since that time is when I went on holiday. Otherwise I've been completely sober. And I've got to be honest, I have not missed being hungover one bit. Not one bit. Rank Sterling, Madison, Foden for transfers in. I'm going to say Sterling, then Madison, then Foden. And I think if you're planning wildcard game week 9, that kind of leans me more towards just going Sterling over Madison, I think. No leaks, but there's kind of word going around that Vardiol is probably going to be benched, but I honestly don't know if that's 100% confirmed or anything. It just seems to be. do. Eze gonna cook. I mean, Eze could be great this week, yeah. Could be great. Early thoughts on Wildcard 9. That's probably when I'm going to do it, yeah. No, I had to read that back a few times. I knew that Jim comment was a joke. I had to read it back a bit. Come to Donegal for a pint. I've been in and around Donegal, I think. Anyway, we're off topic here. We're off topic. We've got 46 minutes until the deadline. We're talking about Donegal. Looking down on me. Sorry, I've lost track of what I'm doing here. 2 free transfers. Currently doing Odegaard to Maddison and have Watkins instead of Jackson. Would you be worried about not covering Chelsea attack? I wouldn't worry about the covering aspect, but I do think Jackson's better. You could make that move. Like the only thing with covering, right? If you own Sterling but Jackson scores all the goals, it doesn't matter that you've got Sterling. Does that make sense? But I do think Jackson's better than Watkins. Whether or not he's massively better, possibly not, but I do think he's better. So it could be a good transfer that. Colwill, Martinelli, Saliba to Raheem, Udogie and Diaz -4. I don't see a need to get rid of Colwill. I guess that's freeing up a Chelsea spot, is it? Probably don't need a -4. Mohamed Salah could be going. How will I cope? Probably quite well. Henry versus Trippier and Morris versus Archer. I mean, good question. I'd probably go Morris with the penalties. And this week I'd go Henry, long-term Trippier, I think. Have I ever watched Bray Wanderers? I don't think so. Le Pub. Wissa or Alvarez for Pedro? I'd say Alvarez. Yanis, thank you very much, Gil. Would you not... Oh my god, honestly, I wouldn't even put any more super chats in this. Oh god, hang on. There's so many. I'm already struggling to get to lots of them. Literally everyone has the same players, which is boring. Tempted to put Nunez in switch. I mean, I don't have Mitoma or Eze or Foden or Alvarez or Maddison or Diaz or Flecken or Onana or Gusto or Wissa or Nunez or Trippier. So yeah, quite a few players I don't have. Could not join earlier. What did I miss? Not a lot. Just talking rubbish. Rashford to Mbeumo, yes or no? I probably wouldn't do that, no. As much as I love Mbeumo. Would I bring in Sterling for a hit? Depends who you're taking out. Probably not for someone that's likely to play and who is pretty good. Play one, Wissa, Julian Alvarez or Rashford? Probably Alvarez. Watkins to Jackson or Mitoma to Sterling? I think Watkins to Jackson. I think if you're only going to do one of those moves over the next few weeks, I'd say Mitoma to Sterling. But if you're going to do both anyway, I would do Watkins to Jackson this week and then Mitoma to Sterling next week, probably, I think. Bray Wanderers watch Let's Talk FPL. Happy days. Oh, we got 100 million views. Gee, we're ticking over loads of milestones. Oh, I wanted to... What are we on? No, we're not. Where are you seeing that? I don't think we're on 100 million. Not officially, anyway. Let me see. Where are you seeing 100 million? Or are you just congratulating in advance? We're close. About 250k off. Over 1 million people have bought Sterling now. It's mad. Well, 19 points, it'll do that to you. 99,750,000 views at the moment. Salah, Osula, Baldock for Maddison, Jackson, Udogie. I quite like that, yeah. I am probably going to bring Sterling in later, yeah. FPL Clue, thank you for becoming a member. Bench Saliba or Estupinian, Saliba, Origi to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I don't think there's too much interest there for FPL right now. It could change. I've got João Pedro. Do I switch to Jackson for free? I would probably do that. Watkins or Odegaard? I'm going to say Odegaard, I think. I'm not completely sure about that one, though. Are you going to branch out from sponsoring football kits? Probably not. I want to make my own football shirt. Someone designed me, right, a Let's Talk FPL football shirt once, and it was class. I still think I've got the design, And they put me in touch. Oh my god, my voice keeps going. Hang on. They put me in touch with someone that could make it, and they just never really got back to me. But I still think now the design. In fact, I don't know if I want to show it in case someone like nicks it and use it for their own. Have I still got it? Have I still got the design? The problem is it might take me a while to find it, and I don't think that's probably a good use of my time right now. Is it in branding? Oh yeah, got it here. Yeah, show you. I think. Hang on, let me just see if it does look cool first. I've shown this to people before. Oh yeah, there was a guy that does. I think it's a guy that does Football Manager kits. Request a kit. He designed it for me, but I just never got anywhere with it. Where is it now? 2022. 2022 random football kits. Where the hell is it? Oh my gosh, man. It's come on the screen massive. Oh my god, hang on. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah, request a kit is obviously their logo. Like, I think it looked pretty cool. I mean, like, yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. What do you reckon? I think that's a pretty cool football kit. I wanted to get it like made, but I don't know. I don't know who makes them. It's a pretty cool design, right? The top left is the guy that made it, so that would obviously be removed. It looks like an esport kit. Yeah, pretty much. You hate the pattern. See, I like the pattern. I mean, I think it looks cool. And that was designed years ago, by the way. That's probably 3 or 4 years old. It looks like Batman armor. Yeah, maybe a bit. It's because you creators, you talk negative about only players you don't own for a whole week and praise players you own like they are Prime Di Maria. Got no idea what you're on about, but yeah, probably. Get that made and wearing the days you're not Captain Haaland away days. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe at some point. I don't know who would make it though. There might be someone watching who makes kits, has a company that makes kits, but yeah. Am I going to start selling merch? I don't want to just. I just don't want to. I'm not really looking to sell merchandise generally. I certainly don't want to start making a load of rubbish just for the sake of it with my logo on. But I think that's pretty cool. Like, even for me, I'm not saying for other people to buy it, but even for me to have it, it'd be pretty cool. Do I take a while designing my kit when setting up my FPL team? I've not even done it yet, to be honest. Kiss the badge at the end of every. Kiss the badge every time I hit 100 points, or nail a captain that's not Haaland or something. Anyway, I think we're supposed to be talking about FPL or something. Sorry. Give out T-shirts as prizes. Yeah, maybe. Excuse me. Gabriel and Havertz to Diaz and Madison for -4. Yeah, I don't hate that. I know you rate Rashford, but don't you think Sterling scores 4 more than Rashford to cover the hit given the fixtures? Maybe, but I think people get trapped by this thinking. It could happen, right? But is Sterling definitely going to beat Rashford this week for 4 points? Maybe. Could definitely happen. But all it would take is one Rashford goal, and then it would get very difficult for Sterling to beat him by -4. Can Rashford score against Arsenal? Yeah. And then after that, you look at the fixtures, and then are you still sure that Sterling would then make up the 4 if he doesn't make it this week? I don't know. All I can say is I could do Rashford. Like, if I wanted to get Madison instead, I could get Madison and just do Rashford to Sterling, but I personally don't think it's worth it. Some of the Football Manager YouTubers do their own kits when they do a long series. Yeah, well, that's kind of how I got in. That's kind of how I got this one sorted. Designed at least, but it just all went off the boil after that. But yeah, maybe I'll ask like Work the Space or something. Sometimes talk to him. Maybe he's watching. He loves FPL. He's probably not watching. He's probably streaming or something. I do know people that make shirts, but I don't know. They're more big time than me, that's for sure. Play Gusto or Udogi. I'd probably play Gusto. I think Udogi's great, but if you've got like a Brentford player or a Chelsea player or a Man City one with a home fixture, they're probably better. And triple captain Haaland. Yeah, I said this earlier. If you want to go in a single game week, yeah, this is the week, probably one of the best weeks to do it. Otherwise, I'd just wait for a double game week personally. Bench Kabori or Cash. I mean, Cash is playing in a better team, isn't he? But at home, first home game, I'd be tempted to play Kabori. I think Cash concedes. But the thing is, if he keeps playing that advance, that you've got attack and returns on top, more so than probably Kabori, even though he's a wing-back, I think I would play Kabori. But I guess it's half... yeah, I'll probably play Kabori. Danielle, thank you very much. Carlos, would you play Estepinian or Henry? Definitely Henry. Atidiash, thank you very much. Perplex, play Cash or Estepinian. Oh, Madison and Foden. I also have Jackson, Gusto and Sterling. Do I do Martinelli to Eze, Bowen -4, Gusto to Kabori, Martinelli to Sterling or roll? My general thinking is, if you've already got 3 Chelsea players, I wouldn't take hits to get Sterling. There's other good midfielders, honestly. Yeah, no Van Dijk at Liverpool, that's true. I do think we probably overplay how bad a defence gets when one player misses out. But I guess if Konate's not playing either, it's not great. Not great. Mandatory game week mention for the retriever. I actually took a picture earlier. I'm thinking about starting an Instagram page called, I don't know, Real Retrievers or something like that. Because I think everyone sees them as these lovely dogs, you know, really nice and friendly. Which they are. But every now and again, they're just a pain in the arse. Like, she basically just threw herself on the grass and wouldn't get up earlier. Then she's like snarling at me. By the way, if you haven't already, I've put the link in chat and there's a link in the description below as well. If you want to sign up for Fantasy Football Hub or you've been considering it, the 50% off the annual memberships finishes today, I think. I think they're stopping it by tomorrow. So if you do want to get signed up, obviously you don't have to, completely up to you, but if you do want to, that is also a thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I changed the thing to help me hit 400k subscribers by some time in the future. I was going to put by the end of the stream, but that's not going to happen. She's not even that young, though. She's like 4. Do you actually get money back if you don't win the mid-league? You do, but there's terms and conditions. Every time I've mentioned it, I've put terms and conditions. All the terms and conditions are also in the description. Go and read them before you sign up, if that's like one of the key things for you. So you will, but you got to meet all the stuff. It's all in the terms and conditions. Where am I? Marseille to Bowen or Pickford to Edison. I'd do Pickford to Edison if you have to make a move. I probably wouldn't do either of them. I think Bowen's good this week, but then he's not great the next 2 afterwards. Sell one of Foden, Bruno, Rashford. I mean, if you have to sell one, I'd sell Rashford, but I wouldn't be happy about it. Bench Saliba or Pedro. Saliba. João Pedro for Watkins. I probably wouldn't make that move. I'd go to like Jackson or Alvarez or something like that. What if everyone in your main league is a subscriber? Well, as long as you all meet the conditions, happy days. But I think, realistically, people probably aren't all going to do that, right? But you never know. Could happen. Nikita says, they give money back. They gave me mine back last year. Like I said, just read the terms and conditions. If you're happy with it and you think you can meet them, there you go. Botman to Doggy. I'd probably just keep Botman, I think. Unless you really need a defender this week. Choose one. Onana to Edison. Mitoma to Sterling. Watkins to Johnson. I wouldn't be... Well, do you mean Jackson, I guess? Who's Johnson? Not Brennan Johnson. He's a midfielder, isn't he? Probably Mitoma to Sterling. Sterling with nothing in the bank or Mbeumo for Mitoma. I mean, it depends. I mean, I think Mbeumo might be better than Sterling anyway. Plus, the extra money could be handy. Depends what you want to do in the future, right? Should I play Ward-Prowse or Bruno? Oh, my God. I want to say play Bruno, but Luton away, you've probably got to play Ward-Prowse, haven't you? For Luton. A frame shirt for a monthly mini-league winner for Patreons. We'll see. Now I'm wishing I hadn't shown the shirt. That we can put it on here. Whoop, 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 whoop. No, this isn't my final team. I'm going to do Martinelli to Sterling. I'm just waiting to see if we get any other info. really. Someone's going to end up doing a kit now, aren't they? And I won't be able to do mine. They did do an away kit as well, actually. But not as good, in my opinion. Plus, it's not really branded. Harry, thank you very much. Emmanuel, I've definitely pronounced that wrong. Bench Sanchez, Eze, Mateus, Nunez, Botman. Would you consider bench boost? No, because Botman's injured and Mateus Nunez probably not going to start, right? João Pedro out, Alvarez in. I quite like that move, yeah. I think it's decent. Will Nketiah start? Probably not. If you want to go in around that budget, you probably got to go to someone like Morris. Am I going to publish leaks if you receive them? Yeah, but I'm not going to get any today. Like, I think you've got to bear in mind there's not really any good games tomorrow. Obviously, it's sorry, what am I trying to say? You're probably not going to get team news for games like 3 p.m. onwards tomorrow. Although, apparently we've also already had some Man City stuff. Am I going to change my captain from Haaland? No, don't think so. Ruben, Diaz or Anderson from Palace? Definitely Diaz. Martinelli to Bowen or Pickford? Oh, I did that one. I want to get rid of Watkins. What do you think? Yeah. Alvarez or Jackson, probably the best bets. Sterling and Antonio for Rashford and Pedro for -4. Or just do Antonio for Pedro for no hit. I'd probably do Antonio for Pedro, no hit. Or go to Beto. The thing is, is it Beto? Probably is, right? He's alright until Calvert-Lewin's back, and I'm not sure how long he's out for. That's the only problem. G'day, Andy. I've got Son and Rashford. Who would you transfer out and who would you bring in? Maddison or Sterling? It's really hard to get rid of Son before Burnley away, Sheffield United at home, but I do think over the next 5 or 6, Rashford's better. So, yeah, I'd probably go... I guess you have to go Rashford, Sterling, yeah. Rashford, João Pedro to Sterling, Jackson, or Odegaard, Pedro to Mbeumo, Jackson. I would personally go Odegaard, Pedro. But I like Rashford and no one else does, so... I don't know. Vardiol to Diaz for a -4. I probably wouldn't do that if you've got a decent bench. Maybe just deal with it next week. And who knows, maybe there'll be an injury in that game and Vardiol will play in game week 5. The only thing I will say for this news that Vardiol is apparently going to be benched, or it's possible, it's made me realise I just don't want Man City players so much. I would consider Diaz and Haaland and maybe Foden and Alvarez right now, but generally it's just made me realise why do I even bother thinking about them? Because as soon as you get them, they start to lose their place, and it ain't worth the headache. Archer debut hat-trick. If he's going to score a hat-trick, I should probably start him. I like having it. I've loved the fact to start with him though. Shout out to FPL Villain, who tweeted that basically it was going to happen soon. And then a week or two later, it happened. So shout out to FPL Villain on Twitter. Hudson-Odoi, signed by Nottingham Forest. I quite like Hudson-Odoi. But again, it doesn't really matter for FPL because you know what? Everyone's got lots of money right now. Is Sterling fit, yes or no? We're pretty sure he's fit, yeah. I just realised in international breaks, there's even more need for a green arrow. And that might not happen with 3 players from Arsenal, Man United, and Estepinian. Ooh, not good. Need a green arrow of the international break, otherwise you've got to wait ages to the next game week. Should I bench... I don't know if I actually answered the Vardiol to Diaz. I did, actually, yeah. Luke, thank you very much. Daniel, should I bench Rashford or Bruno for Ward-Prowse? Oh, my God. I guess Rashford, but I don't like that. I don't like it. Is it wise to keep Salah? Yeah, I would say, yeah. Oh, Fabrizio Romano is streaming on Kick Streaming. Must have got paid so much money for that. Should I start Rico Henry or Mitoma? Mitoma for me. I think, yeah, even with Newcastle, I'd probably still go Mitoma. I think Archer will start, yeah. Have no Chelsea players. Best midfielder to remove for Sterling. Mbeumo, Rashford, Foden, Saka or Bruno. I mean, I guess Rashford, but I don't think you necessarily need Sterling with that midfield. 1 free transfer. Already 3 Chelsea. Can't get Sterling. Who would you get in for Martinelli? Mbeumo or Maddison or Roll? You could definitely Roll. He's probably going to drop in price. I'm I find it really hard to say that Mbeumo is going to beat Maddison because everyone's so pro Maddison right now. I think it makes it sound like I don't rate him when I definitely do. I just can't get over that Arsenal away, Liverpool at home. But then I guess Mbeumo's got to play Newcastle away as well. I'm going to say Maddison, but I'm not. I think it might be Mbeumo with penalties. I guess Maddison could get penalties potentially. I think it'd be Son, but. Nunsteer, thank you very much for becoming a member. Scott, would you start Kabori or Baldock over Eshapinian? Oh, I'm not sure I would start either over Eshapinian, to be honest. But if you were going to start one of them, I'd probably start Baldock. Easier fixture. Have 2 transfers. Have to add 1 midfielder. Which one? I've got Saka, Rashford, McAllister, Mitoma. Also 1 defender to get at least minimum points, please. I mean, defender, I'll get Diaz or Udogie, probably. Maybe a Brentford defender. I would get rid of McAllister. So it depends how much money you got. Mbeumo would work. Pedro to Morris. Would like to get Sterling as well, but realistically would have to swap Rashford or Salah. Pedro, I don't know if Pedro to Morris is that interesting this week. So I'd probably just keep Pedro and hope that he starts. Sterling or Maddison if you have to pick one. I'm probably going to go Sterling. Georgie, thank you very much. Jesmar, 2 free transfers. Shaw to Udogie and Mitoma to Sterling. Thoughts? Yeah, like them. Just sent a DM, can make you a concept shirt. I'll try and take a look at that. Thank you. Flexbots, love the content with my morning coffee. Morning, where are you in the world? Martinelli to Maddison or Colwill to Udogie? Martinelli to Maddison or Colwill to Udogie to free space for Martinelli to Sterling. I would just go straight to Maddison. Again, I don't like. I think Sterling's great. I'm not sure about this freeing up a Chelsea spot. Did say though at some point we might want 3 Chelsea. I remember saying that. Vancouver, it's 10 AM. Nice. FaZe, thank you very much. Robin, play Archer or João Pedro, or take a -4 to get rid of João Pedro for Wissa. I wouldn't take a -4. I would just play. I'd be tempted to play Art. No, the thing is, if João Pedro starts, he's on penalties. I think you've got to play João Pedro. I will just say though, for anyone that's got João Pedro, I'm not 100% certain that he starts. Like, absolutely not. I don't think anyone can be. Unless they got the team, because he hasn't started the last 2 games, right? So it wouldn't be completely crazy if he didn't start. 3:04 AM here in Brisbane. Oof, that is late. Get some sleep. Get some sleep. Not much is probably going to change between now and the deadline in 24 minutes. I like the dedication, though. Baldock / Eshapinian, inclined towards Baldock. I get it, but I'd probably go Eshapinian. It's up to you. Maybe it's a bit closer than I'm giving it credit for. Is Brennan Johnson a must-have now? Absolutely not. FaZe, thank you very much again. Daniel, play Ward-Prowse in place of Rashford or Bruno. If you have to, I'd go Rashford. Start Onana or Turner. Onana. William, thank you. Ruttanan, attack Man City Fulham with Phil and Alvarez. Go to Maddison next week. If you're going to get Maddison next week, I would just get him now, to be honest. Like, he also has a good fixture this week. Mbeumo to Sterling for free. Andreas, you can't have been watching any videos if you're asking me that. Mbeumo out before Bournemouth at home. 1:05 AM here in China. Nice. I mean, it's what? 6:06 here in Ireland. Henry or Udogie? Henry. -4. Saliba to Diaz. No, I wouldn't do a -4. Or play Eshapinian and Chilwell Colwill. I'd just play Eshapinian and Chilwell Colwill, honestly. I could do that for free, and I'm not probably going to do it, so I wouldn't do it for a -4. Udogie and Diaz in for Eshapinian and Saliba. It's okay, yeah. They're okay moves. There's not really a lineup leak. Someone posted a team, and then someone else who has news usually kind of put like an eyes emoji as if to suggest it was probably correct. So yeah. People have been moaning that my team is the same as FPL Harry's. I've just seen Focal tweet he's done Martinelli to Mbeumo, Mitoma to Sterling, so now he has exactly the same 11 as me. So there's another YouTuber for you that's got exactly the same 11. Although I think who did Harry get? Did he get Sterling? I don't think he likes Sterling, so probably not. The commitment of people who live on the other side of the world is pretty impressive. Ain't no way I'd be staying up until 3 a.m. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Mitoma or Watkins to bench? Probably Watkins. I don't know. Probably Watkins, I think. That's a tough one, though. I don't know. If Watkins was at home, I would play Watkins. It's just that away factor. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. Flip a coin. I'll say Mitoma, but I'm not sure. João Pedro to Wissa or Diaby to Sterling? I'd probably do João Pedro to Wissa, but I'm not sure now. Yeah, Wissa should be okay. They have signed more pay now. Sell João Pedro 5.8 to spend in Nketiah or Morris. I think it's got to be Morris. And Nketiah is not going to get minutes unless Jesus gets injured again. That's the problem. I know there's no Van Dijk. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to play Watkins, you definitely could. Definitely could. Akshay, Martinelli to Maddison, or bench Martinelli and play 4 at the back with Udogie, Chilwell, DS. And I wouldn't. No, I do Martinelli to Maddison and bench Estupinian in your case. Bench 1, Pinnock, Estupinian, Chilwell, Udogie, Estupinian. Kabori is the winner. Good luck. Welbeck injured. Start João Pedro over Saliba. Yes, good keepers. Got Steele and Turner at the moment. Flecken is probably the 4.5 that I would go to, or Edison if you got more money to spend. Don't think there's really too many others I would look at right now. Ross, thank you very much. Ben, we're almost at the end of the super chats, by the way, so maybe don't send any more now, because we've got 20 minutes. I probably won't get to them. Marseille is minus 98.44% on Fantasy Football Hub to price change. You could do, yeah. But, like, are you selling him anyway? He's not going to drop before the deadline. Yeah, he's not going to drop before the FPL deadline, obviously. He's only going to drop overnight tonight. In this season, more than a captain differential, more differential is having a player with low ownership in your team. I mean, that is definition of an differential, right? Unless I'm missing something. Play 2 out of Udogie, Estupinian and Trippier. I'd probably bench Trippier because he's away rather than at home like Estupinian. Mitoma to James Ward-Prowse can swap back with 2 free transfers next week. I don't think I would do that. There must be another more interesting transfer, right? That's a bit longer term, no? Something might come up next week that you might need those 2 free transfers for. Sanchez to Flecken may lose place and block Sterling. Sanchez. I don't think Sanchez is going to lose his place anytime soon. I wouldn't be getting rid of Sanchez before Forest at home. That seems like a bit of a transfer that's not needed. Play 2 out of Udogie, Estupinian, Richarlison and Marseille. I'd probably play the attackers, I think, and just hope that Richarlison starts again, which I think he probably will. How many minutes he gets, I don't know, though. Sterling for Foden, -4. Nope. Need to get rid of João Pedro, 0.5 in the bank. Was thinking move to Morris or transfer Salah out to free up funds. Yeah, I think you've got 2 free transfers. I'd remove Salah. Like, Salah is not a must-sell, obviously, but I think the upgrade is worth it. There's loads of good midfielders anyway, so it's not like you massively need Salah without captaincy. Hector, thank you very much. Start Estupinian on Pinnock. Definitely Pinnock. Who to bench? Odegaard, Henry or Eze? What did I just say then? Udigay. What the hell is that? Who the hell is that? Udogie I'd probably bench. Sterling in for Mitoma or Jackson in for Watkins? Probably Jackson in for Watkins, I think. Darwin Nunez and a free hit. You could take the punt, but again, no guarantee he starts. I guess Nunez is much more likely to start now than he was before, but yeah. Two free transfers, Colwell blocks Sterling, use both for Foden and Maddison. I just get Maddison, yeah. One free transfer, should I take a -4 for João Pedro to Nicholas Jackson, Wissa and Martinelli to Maddison and Mbeumo? No, I would just do one of those moves, to be honest. I don't think you need both for -4. I'll tell you what, just you need to know this. It is absolutely roasting in this office. It's hit September and all of a sudden the sun's come out. You said Odegaard. Yeah, I meant Udogie. Oh, look, I'm tired, alright? I'm tired. It's been a long stream. It hasn't really. It's actually flown. Time flies when you're enjoying yourself, you know? Damn, we're well over 375k now. 375k and 342. Thank you very much. By the way, while you're just doing great stuff for me, if you've been listening to the podcasts, make sure to rate 5-star on whichever platform you're on. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., Google, whatever. If you can rate 5 stars, that'd be much appreciated. I'm also while I'm at it, I'm also much more active on Instagram and TikTok this season. So if you want to follow me on there, there's shorts content as well. What else can I plug while I'm here? I do write a newsletter, although I've just realised I've completely forgot to send a newsletter this week. I don't know. Maybe I'll just drop it. Start João Pedro or Estepinian. I think I'd start João Pedro. How's it going? Captain Salah or Haaland? It's got to be Haaland, right? Path? Got to be. Hold João Pedro or Wissa Alvarez worth a hit? I'd probably just hold him. Apparently, there's a chance that Vardiel doesn't start. I don't have that information firsthand, so I can't guarantee it. Everyone's kind of basing it off the FPL Main Road Twitter account, basically. Absolutely love the pods. Thanks so much. Listen while doing my early morning cleaning. Happy days. Yeah, everyone that's rated 5 stars so far, thank you very much. They got way more. The podcasts have got way more listens than I thought they would, to be honest. Bet you forgot your Sky team. Well, the beauty of Sky is you can make changes right up until the deadline. And although you need a captain every day, you can set the deadlines before you can set the captains before the deadline. And actually, I don't need to make a transfer until tomorrow. So you're wrong. I'm perfectly set up with Sky. I'm captaining the Nakamba tonight. Captaining the Nakamba, then I'm selling him in both of my teams to probably Brian and Mbeumo, I think. So yeah, get that, business cat. I've fully remembered. It's the one thing I have remembered to do. Bench Fernandes or Antonio? I bench Antonio, I think, even though Antonio's been great. Bench one, Jackson, Maddison or Saka? I mean, maybe Saka, but I don't like it at all. I'd want to play all three of them. Joachim, thank you very much. Joshua, member for 33 months. Thank you very much. Am I doing... Oh, sorry. Estepinian to Diaz for a -4. I wouldn't take a -4, no. I'd just play Estepinian in that case. Bench Saliba for one of Bulldog, Kabori, if so, which? I mean, maybe Bulldog if you're going to do one of the two. What was I going to say? Am I doing Champions League fantasy football? I might play it. I'm not going to do any content because I think I got bored of doing it last year. I don't know. Maybe if I get like a new burst of motivation to do Champions League content, then maybe I'll do it. But it's probably not going to happen. But no, never say never. I might do like a Game Week 1 video, but I don't know if I can do it every game week. That's the only thing. 1 week punt on Ashley Young. I don't know about that. I'm not sure there's a huge amount of upside for an away game against Sheffield United away. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Pickford this week, but yeah, I don't know if I'll go that far. Or also, let me just find my own stream here a second. Let me gift a few memberships, not a huge amount. Sorry. Just for hitting 375k and for everyone subscribing. Oh, hello. Should be 5 gifted subs coming out right now. There we go. Don't know who they're going to get given to. By the way, you don't get to choose who they go to, by the way. It gets randomly chosen. Hearing Vardiel won't play. Yeah, lots of people seem to be saying that, yeah. Who to bench? Udogi, Trippier, Estepinian or Rashford? Trippier. Akanji to Udogi, Diaz -4. No, I'd probably just play Akanji and hope he starts. And I'd probably just keep Matoma rather than taking a -4. Ten Hag said in his press conference that Højlund will start. Did he say he would start? Or did he say he was fit enough to start? Now, I think he probably will. It's not a guarantee. I don't think it's worth making a transfer for Arsenal away, to be honest with you. Like, he's young. You know, if Martial's fit on the bench, he probably gets 60 minutes. It's not worth it, I don't think. I mean, if it goes right, you look like a genius. But I think it goes wrong more often than not, is what I would say. I think there's a good chance he starts. But did he actually say he's going to start? Or did he say he's fit enough to start? Do-do, do-do-do-do. There you go. Congrats if you got a gifted shub. Doodle doo doo doodle doo doo. When am I making my transfers? I guess I'm making them now. Like, what news are we going to get? We're going to get news that Sterling's... are we going to get information? Are we going to get news now? Say Sterling's injured. I really want to see what happens with Salah, by the way. Sorry, I just saw a tweet there about the 200 million thing. No, I don't think... No, the subs have gone out now. Yeah, I guess I'll just make it now. I think I'm going Sterling. I think I'm going Sterling. Goodbye, Martinelli. Martinelli will probably do really well now, which will be a double blow because he'll do it against Man United. But I never really wanted him in the first place. I also wish I was braver like other people and I'd gone for this move early on. Like, if you made this move on Saturday, you've earned 0.1 million, right? Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Go and follow me on TikTok if you use it. I was on about 7,000 followers on TikTok before the season started. Now we're approaching 70k. There you go. Sterling in. I'm going to roll the other transfer. I'm going to take a screenshot of that now when I think of it. I hope Pickford gets a clean sheet. I hope Pickford gets a clean sheet. There you go. 10 minutes to go. Sterling in. I said it was going to be Sterling. Oh, I hope he does well now. My triple Chelsea's in. I can't get Gusto anymore. Can't get Gusto anymore. Do I think Alvarez starts? Yeah. The sweating for the symmetry. Is there much symmetry to do here? There's not really much to do, I don't think. Now I've not got two Arsenal midfielders as well. I just wish that Jesus had been fit. Jesus and Mitoma, I'd be up on the points. Then again, I'd then be probably wanting to sell Mitoma, but knowing I probably shouldn't. So maybe in the end, this will be the best way around it. Oh, Yusuf, you need to be gone. You horrible person. Don't put any more. I wouldn't put too many more super chats now. The deadline's in 10 minutes, not 30 minutes. That's what I said. Bits and bobs. Shout out to OG viewers who were here for the car, wedding, and hostage streams. The car stream must have been a little while ago now. The wedding stream was only a year ago, to be fair. And the hostage stream was even... When was the hostage stream? Hostage stream was this year. Deadline Panic, I think I called it, didn't I? Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. It was... I only got 25k views on that car stream. Oh my god, it's so bad. I'm looking at it now. It was 2022. It's 2020, sorry. 30th of October 2020. I had a coat on. It must have been cold in October. The internet went down or something. I'm actually thinking about switching internet provider soon. Is anyone in Ireland on Sky? Watkins to Jackson for minus... I wouldn't take Watkins out for -4, no. Anana or Turner, Anana, Gabriel to Udogie and bench, or roll for 2. Roll. If you're going to bench him anyway. Should I put Sterling in for Odegaard? You could do, yeah. I don't think Odegaard's probably as much of a worry as Martinelli, but you could definitely do it. Whatever happened to Big Ricey? I don't know. Big Ricey. Where are you? Internet for me used to be a big problem. Yeah. Oh, Sky is awful. See, I think my current internet provider is pretty good, but it's very expensive. And with Airwire. Going to be a bloodbath with the prices tonight. Probably, yeah. Probably. Archer first on your bench. Yeah, because he should start. FD1. -4 Pedro. I wouldn't take a -4 to bench Rashford, to be honest. So I wouldn't take a -4 for Pedro this week, I don't think. Pedro will probably have to go next week. But for now, you're probably okay to hold him and hope that he starts against West Ham, even though it is not a guarantee. Sky is great. I've got 500 megabytes. Never been down in 5 years. Is that in Ireland though? I mean, your name is Killian1888, so I'm gonna guess probably. Do I think Kanji will start? I think there's a good chance, yeah. But obviously every week you're going to be slightly worried about him. Have I messed it? I need to check my team a sec. We've only got 6 minutes to go. Right. Haaland captain and Mbeumo vice captain. Rashford, obviously. Rashford's the most essential player in the game right now, so I'm glad I've got him. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Used to have Virgin Virgin Internet where I used to live. It's actually really good, but they just don't do it where I live now. Anyway, not enough internet talk. Why do we always go on these tangents? Have 3 Chelsea, sell Colwood to get Sterling. I probably wouldn't know, to be honest. Why for Sterling over Maddison? I just think Sterling is better for the next 4 weeks. It's pretty close between the two. If you want Maddison, go for him. I just think Maddison's better for the next 2. Sterling's probably better for the next 4. Maddison's probably better longer term. But Sterling has Burnley away in game week 8. And then I might wildcard anyway in game week 9. So I don't know if... Yeah, it's close. Like, if people want to go for Maddison, they should just go for Maddison. Like, if you prefer Maddison, just get him. Because he's great. They both are. I said this earlier. There's loads of good midfielders. You're just going to have to get used to not being able to have them all. I mean, I could do Rashford or Saka to Maddison. I've got a second transfer. But I feel like next week, when my team ticks over into game week 5, and I see Saka against Everton away, and Rashford against Brighton at home, who've not kept a clean sheet yet, I'm going to be quite happy. I mean, that Brighton game's not necessarily going to be easy because Brighton might play right into... Sorry. Man United might play right into Brighton's hands, but still. Hopefully he'll be fine. Maddison could absolutely punish him. But after that, when Maddison's got Arsenal away, which is the fixture that Rashford has this week, Rashford's going to have Burnley away, Palace at home. So I'm going to go with the goal threat of Rashford. And also, Højlund's fit now, so Rashford's going to be on the left. The Saudis just sent in a bid. Who are you seeing this from, though? I want to see it from someone... I basically want to see it from Ornstein or Fabrizio. Surely not, though. 200 million. No, I'm not seeing it anywhere. All I see is people saying they're going to make a bid. I want to see a bid. Come on. I don't want to see people telling me there's going to be a bid. Let's see a bid. Right, is the team? I'm worried that I've done something wrong with the team. Captain, vice captain, Sterling in. Still got 2 free transfers next week. I think we're Gucci. That's what my son says. I can't believe I've just said that live. We're Gucci. That's what my son says. Are we Gucci? We're Gucci. Went Watkins to Alvarez over Jackson. Good luck. I mean, Alvarez could absolutely smash Jackson. Could happen. Pinnock, Estupinian, Pinnock this week, for sure. We Gucci. Team news for Luton, West Ham. I've not seen any, but to be honest, what do we really need to know? Like, Kabori's probably going to start. Antonio, Bowen are probably going to start. I don't think Kudus will. You'll never hear me say fam, I don't think. Don't think you'll hear me say that. Am I not? Are you not getting triggered by losing money on late transfers? Not really, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I was going to go for Sterling on Wednesday, I think it was, because I knew he was going to go up again. I'd already there was no way I was going to go on Saturday, right? I wanted to wait until at least all the games were finished. So I'm not really worried about that first 0.1, but I was going to go early, but then he wasn't in the squad for the Carabao Cup game. Then people said he wasn't in training pictures. He just worried me a little bit, so that's why I didn't do it. So yeah, would I rather have got him at 7? Of course, but whatever. Come on, you can't say wow, no Martinelli as if Martinelli is essential. Everyone's been talking about getting rid of him this week. Look, the idea was you go for Arsenal for 3 weeks for the good fixtures and then reassess. And I've reassessed and I don't want Martinelli. I want Sterling instead for his great fixtures. It could backfire, absolutely. But I hope that Trossard starts getting some minutes on the left and Martinelli starts getting subbed early. Or potentially even doesn't start, although I think he'll continue to start. So I'm not really worried about that. Wow, no Kane. No Kane, no Rafinha either. Andy puts him out, bracing, coming. I'm doing well this season. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. What about using no cap? No, not going to happen. One of my friends said something was mid earlier. I was like, you can't say words like that. I didn't say that to him, but I said something else. Do I think you and Raptor get influenced by each other's team? Probably not, no. Mark my words, said by a randomer you don't care about. Everyone said, mark my words, this player's going to score. And I'm like, yeah, they probably will, yeah, but I can't have everyone. That's forward. I don't even know what that means. I'm too old now. Wildcard active. I'm stressing out in a fun way. Well, you're going to be stressing even more in a minute because you've got 1 minute and 14 seconds. Need to fix this team as I missed last week's deadline. I think I'm looking at Robertson next week. Thoughts? I can't imagine Robertson would be too high up my list of players right now. Maybe in Game Week 9. How come you don't have an Irish accent? Because I'm from England. When you take minus points, is that taken from your points in Game Week 4? It should update, I think, after the deadline. I can't quite remember, though, to be honest. You got 45 seconds to get your team locked in if it ain't already. 2 free transfers after the international break. I've not seen any Luton news. I don't even know who would have Luton news, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing any anyway. I would stay on for all the transfer news, but ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. That's like another 5 hours. Why are you not using your other free transfer of Madison? Because there's no one I want to take out. I'd have to take out Rashford, and I just don't really want to do that. But look, I could be wrong on that. Madison could absolutely smash Rashford the next 2 game weeks. I look like an idiot. But honestly, you've got points over me then. I'm helping you out by going for bad picks. I'm just nice like that. Just nice like that. We're locked in. That is another deadline done. Only 34 to go now. Before you all rush off, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. That always helps out. Muchos appreciated. I should really learn the Spanish word for appreciated instead of saying muchos appreciated. But yes, thank you very much. And as I said earlier, if you haven't already, if you've been enjoying the podcast as well, make sure to go and rate 5 stars before you all run off. That'd be great too. How will I celebrate a Pickford clean sheet? Don't know yet. I probably don't need to worry about that for about 10 weeks, so probably don't need to worry about that. You literally just said fam. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. We're Gucci. We're locked in. Is it muchos gracias? Is it gracias just thanks though, or is that basically the same? Let me see if anyone's following me on TikTok. God, I love TikTok. I'm definitely not too old for TikTok. You're nearly at 70,000 followers on TikTok. So yeah, go and hit me up on TikTok if you're not already. Let's get to 70,000. Instagram, we're up to nearly 33k now. Go and watch me there as well. Loads of short content. It's pretty cool. 4 goal Antonio, that would be good. How about a graphic that splashes up on the screen when the clock hits 0 that says it's Gucci? No, I can't do that. I'm too old. Would you rather have to eat a live chicken every day or not have to eat a live chicken every day? Probably rather not. Am I on MySpace? I don't know if I was ever on MySpace, to be honest. Why did you pick Chilwell? Why would I not pick Chilwell? He's playing left wing. Great fixtures. 5.5 million. Bargain. Amrabat deal collapsed. I don't think that's true. I think you're lying to me. Right. I'm off. Thank you. What watch am I wearing? It's like a Hugo Boss one, I think. That my wife got me when we got married. Rovers. Chilwell, yeah. Shoot, please. Especially if the pass is from Jackson. Or from Sterling now, I don't care. One player that's not been talked about much this week, by the way, is Gusto. Gusto could absolutely smash it again. Jota and Foden hauling, mark my words. Mark your words. You bench... I can't believe people are benching. Benching Rashford, taking him out for a -4. What has happened to this game? Not on OnlyFans yet, but you never know. The next place I'm going to be might be Twitch. Might be Twitch. Anyway, I'm off. It's way too hot in here. It's way too hot. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, give the stream a like. Hit that subscribe button. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Sunday, even though obviously it's an international break. Plenty of content still to come. So yeah. Thank you, PM. I will catch you again on Sunday. Enjoy the weekend. See you later.